What's going on, everybody? It's Trey Leo, and we are here. Today is that day. First of all, I hope everyone's doing good. Thanks everyone who's been showing the love, support, and commenting on the videos, thumbs up, and all that. I really do appreciate it. And we're gonna continue to do what we do. And today, we're doing a death battle between Samurai Jack and Afro Samurai. Now, as a small disclaimer, I like Samurai Jack a little bit more just because I feel that his scale of power is higher. And not to say that because he's stronger, he's better, but it's just some of his fights were way more epic proportioned than Afro Samurai. I'm not going to go into details of what they may be because it'll probably be included in this video. But I will say that I feel like because Afro Samurai is more of a serious art style, people don't take Samurai Jack as serious because it's from Cartoon Network. It may have been on Adult Swim, also Toonami. I'm not 100% certain, but that's my opinion, on the whole thing. But I really do feel like Samurai Jack's going to take this one home. And I honestly don't think it will be close. Maybe if they did Rurouni Kenshin or, I don't know, someone of that nature, it might have been different. Maybe Afro Samurai versus Rurouni Kenshin. Maybe even Samurai Jack. Because Rurouni Kenshin did have a slight paranormal. His powers were a little paranormal. He had that Batotsu, the manslayer. His eyes get all gold, and he fought that one dude that had the fire element with the bandages on and stuff. So, I don't know. Now, if Afro Samurai somehow happens to pull it out, I will give my respect and props. But I just don't see it happening. Like, the reason being is because it's rumored that the headbands give you some type of supernatural power, but I don't think that's ever been confirmed. So, can't win with rumors. But at any rate, hope everyone's doing good once again. And let's just get right into this.
Among the soldiers of history, the samurai is one of the most prestigious and dangerous.
So let's pit two of the best of them in a fight to the death.
Samurai Jack, the warrior prince lost in time.
And Afro Samurai, who's one cold-blooded mother effer. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Long ago, in a distant land, Aku, the shape-shifting master of darkness, unleashed an unspeakable evil.
But a foolish samurai warrior wielding a magic sword stepped forth to oppose me. I mean him.
And that nameless samurai became known as Jack.
Jack was out.
Jack.
Yo, Jack was
Jack.
Doesn't really strike fear into your enemies.
Young Jack was the son of a Japanese emperor who had imprisoned Aku years before. However, upon Aku's return, the emperor...
Hold on, what does that says? Jack's name was never revealed. He took the name as a cover upon arriving in the city he wasn't familiar with. So, okay, it's like John Doe. So we didn't know his real name. Ain't that something? This whole time, he just adopted an alias as his proper title. Like, he's... What a poser. At any rate.
And his army were quickly defeated. The last of all hope remained in the hands of his son.
Oh, look how small he is. Well, to prep for beating the snot out of Aku, little Jack traveled the world, training with the best of the best.
Most notably, he learned horseback riding from a sheikh, staff fighting and...
Huh? Real age? 75? Appears 25. What the fuck? What is he, Superman or something? Like, I didn't see. Now that takes things to a whole nother perspective. Like, so he ages differently too. So maybe this sword of his, because I don't know, maybe this sword of his gives him some type of a magical being aura or something, what have you. Yeah, I get it. So he's almost 6 feet. Might as well be. Suffers from PTSD. Yes, he does. That was evident in the last couple of episodes of the seasons of Jack. He started freaking out like bad. If you haven't seen it, by the way, I definitely recommend going to watch it. If you haven't ever seen the completion of Samurai Jack, oh man, you in for a treat. It was good. It was good. I didn't think I was gonna like it at first, but it was good. At any rate, let's stop.
Africa, wrestling from gladiators, axe throwing from a Russian boyar, mounted combat from the Mongols, martial arts from Shaolin monks,
And archery from freaking Robin Hood! You know, everyone's favorite talking fucks. Ooh da lolly.
Wrong Robin Hood.
That's your opinion.
Jack's progress was exceptional. At just 8 years old, he defended a whole village from a band of marauders.
All before he could even legally drink the good stuff. 17 years later, he was...
What did I say? It said something about thanks to his training that he was able to dodge some arrows just by sight. So that's pretty interesting feat. I mean, okay.
Ready for the final boss.
I didn't need to pause
needed
for that.
one more thing. His pajamas.
No, his katana.
Katana, pajama, tomato, Alfredo. It's all the same. But before Jack could put his training to good use, Aku pulled a bitch move and zapped him hundreds of years into the future.
What a
Aku
waste.
pulled a
Just
bitch
like
move.
We spent 4 sleepless years struggling through college, and then find out too late that nobody cares about your English major.
I thought you graduated from the School of Evil Science or something.
Well, you still have to pick a major.
Should have chose a more practical one, Wiz, like mine. Anyway, even though he was trapped in the future, Jack stuck to his mission to get back to the past and take down Aku. And he had the right weapon for the job.
See, Aku cannot be harmed by conventional means. Thus, a special blade was forged by gods from Norse, Egyptian, and Hindu pantheons. This mystic sword...
Okay, check this out. Says forged by Odin, Ra, and Vishnu, can absorb and redirect energy, seemingly indestructible, counters evil magic, sharp enough to cut through metal. I would hope it is. Must be pure of heart to wield, and tremendous horse cut technique. Breaks most blades. See, come on, man. A sword forged by the gods. Come on, Afro. Come on, Afro.
is nearly unbreakable and absolutely incorruptible.
And boy, is Jack's katana an extremely effective weapon.
It can absorb and redirect energy, including fire, vaporize beings of evil, and slice through nearly any substance, even adamantium.
The Wolverine super metal? Why is that there?
Probably just coincidental naming, but it is shown to be stronger than steel.
Of course it is. So the sword's pretty awesome, but so is Jack. He's strong enough to
Also
push over this
possesses
giant pillar,
some
tough enough to survive a fall from orbit, and
Oh, yeah,
fast
yeah.
enough to defeat 6
That was in the
bounty
last
hunters
season.
in the time it took for 1 drop of water to hit the ground. By timing the drop, all this had to have taken place in about 1/3 of a second. He's like a ninja samurai. Ninja Mirai.
Actually, he is trained in ninjutsu, which
Ninja
probably helped
Mirai.
when he was forced to dodge beams of sunlight. For this one in particular, it's clear Jack began dodging after the beam was fired. By examining both Jack and the beam's movement frame by frame, we've concluded his highest reaction speeds must be nearly 70% the speed of light.
Damn, that's
70%.
fast. What can he do? Next thing you'll tell me he has the power to fly or something.
Well, Jack can't fly, but he did learn how to...
Jump good.
Yes, that. By strapping a giant boulder on his back, which compared to his height we can determine to weigh 39 tons, Jack learned how to leap high enough to clear these trees.
Crouching tiger, hidden samurai. These trees are pretty big, and this jungle has a bunch of these ugly baboons running around. And if I were a betting man, which I am, I'd say that this is the African rainforest, where the average tree is about 130 feet tall. Tips on Jack from my basketball team. Guy's got hops.
We haven't even mentioned the time he survived several exploding missiles with his friend, the Scotsman.
Why Why does he look so familiar? Well, I like him.
With so much talent, it was only a matter of
That whole foot gun thing came from a movie, I believe. It was Quentin Tarantino or I can't think of the name of it right now. He once won a gladiatorial tournament while transformed into a chicken. Chicken food.
time until Jack found his way home and defeated Aku once and for all. But it took a lot longer than it probably should have. 50 years, in fact.
Yeah, good thing time travel makes you stop aging for some reason. But Jack's a good-hearted soul, like a Boy Scout who hasn't discovered Twitter yet.
He can be pretty gullible when it comes to more devious opponents. Also, he continues to prolong his lonely journey over and over just because he frequently puts the needs of others before his own.
No.
Still, the forces of evil should watch out for Samurai Jack. The stories that surround the two sacred headbands are as many as the men who died in their pursuit.
What's so special about some strips of headcloth?
Legend says they were created by the gods, or they can grant the wearer supernatural powers. But in truth, the headbands only bring pain and loss.
What does it say here? So at best, the #1 headband may grant agelessness, but this is debatable. The myth of its powers and rules of obtaining it are often disproven and broken. It is likely nothing more than a overhyped strip of cloth. Wow.
Such was the case with Afro Samurai.
Wait, did his parents really call him Afro? Talk about setting big expectations.
Well, no, it's a nickname, but even if they did, have you seen his dad? I think they knew what to expect.
Damn, just look at it. Oh, and hey look, he's got the #1 headband.
Here's how this works. The person who wears the #1 headband is said to rule the world, and the only person who can challenge the #1 is whoever possesses the #2. In contrast, anybody can challenge the owner of the #2 for the right to wear that headband, and thus gain the right to challenge the #1.
So, like, you just work your way up so that only one guy in the world can challenge you? So where do I get one of these headbands? Then no one will mess with me.
Actually, the opposite would probably happen, which young Afro witnessed firsthand when some freak
everybody's
named
gonna mess with
Justice
you.
showed up with the #2 and killed his father right in front of him.
Why does this always happen? You know, I always thought parenting was the hardest thing about being a dad, but at this point, I think it's just actually staying alive if your kid's ever gonna do anything great. Or just sticking around for them.
Despite knowing that he was effectively creating a future challenger, Justice left Afro alone to mourn his loss.
So, of course, Afro swore revenge and started learning swordsmanship under a swordmaster named Swordmaster. Who the hell is naming these people?
Through Swordmaster's training of sword mastery, Afro learned the traditional samurai fighting styles of Kenjutsu and Kendo.
Kenjutsu is all about how to kill an opponent as fast as possible, while Kendo is more about discipline and being zen and stuff. Naturally, Afro preferred the more kick-ass one.
Right, Swordmaster's goal was to refine Afro's body and mind, instilling upon him a sense of honor, or Bushido. But that didn't quite mesh with Afro's thirst for vengeance.
So when he found out that Swordmaster had the #2 headband all along, he knew what he had to do. And now he could take down the guy who killed his dad.
Alongside his new friend / burden, Ninja.
Oh, come the f*** on! Where'd this guy come from?
Now don't we look like shit? How you been, man?
Well,
AKA Samuel Jackson.
it's not entirely clear. He's there, but at the same time, not there. Ninja is believed to be the guardian of the #2 headband, But all he ever really does is talk, and talk some more.
He got arrows and grenades and shit! You ain't got no chance, dude!
Though it's also possible Ninja is simply a figment of Afro's mind, brought about by psychological stress.
You know, I have an imaginary friend.
Aren't you a little old for that?
Not for Al Gundy. He's a gun. Who also
Al
talks to me.
Gundy.
He tells me to do stuff.
Okay. Anyway, to be honest, calling Afro a samurai is a bit misleading. He's actually more akin to a ronin, a samurai with no master. And so, with his swordsmanship perfected, Afro wandered the world searching for justice, carrying an arsenal fit for revenge.
Including his father's sword. This super long blade.
Right. So it says katana inherited from his father, blade over 40 inches or 102 centimeters. Extremely resilient. Steel comb, cigarettes. Because everyone needs some cigarettes when you're going into battle. Haha. And Kimbo Itachi. I probably said that wrong. And #1 headband, aka the perfect parry, I meant to say, sorry. So I don't. Come on. He got still going with Jack. I like Afro, but Jack
has lasted through decades of battle without much issue. Perfect for kicking some ass.
He also has a steel comb, which can be a surprisingly effective offensive and defensive tool.
And since he doesn't care about that honor BS, he's not afraid to play dirty by attacking with his sandals.
But while
Alright, so an ad popped up. So we don't like ads. So ad be gone. We're starting again.
But while on the road to justice, Afro's #2 headband attracted all manner of dangerous enemies. Luckily, he's more than capable of dealing with each and every one of them.
He's strong enough to cut other swords in half, throw his sheath through another guy's throat, and even tear off metal arms.
Pretty impressive, as many modern metals have tensile strength as high as 80,000 pounds per square inch.
Afro is fast enough to cut bullets out of thin air, and even a laser beam.
I should note that it's not a plasma-based beam. It bounces off reflective surfaces, doesn't explode upon contact, and it's literally labeled a laser. This means Afro blocked a beam that moved as fast as light, more than 670 million miles per hour.
Get this, that laser beam came from a robot version of Afro.
Okay. Now that's interesting. So his reflexes may be fast as the speed of light. Samurai Jack can move and react to about 75% of that. I mean, strength is not everything, but Jack still has a plethora of considerable feats over Afro, so I'm still worried.
Talk about metal! This Afro droid could easily smash up a car, and our boy Afro just tore it apart! He's survived getting hit by rockets, including this RPG that fragmented a giant cliff face.
RPG in a backpack?
I think I smell math coming.
This tree nearby is most likely a Japanese mountain ash, which can sometimes grow as high as 30 feet. With that in mind, we compared its height to the fragmentation created by the explosion, and compared the resulting surface area to the shear force for granite. With this, we deduced the RPG's highest possible explosive yield must be around 72 tons of TNT.
Damn, what kind of mega rocket launcher are these guys packing? And where do I get it?
Many stood in his way, and Afro didn't get through them all unscathed.
But by the end, he cut down justice, took his revenge in hand, and proved to the world that Afro Samurai is #1.
Why you gotta kill all my men? Why you gotta kill me?
Nothing personal. It's just revenge.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, looking at these swords makes me want to sharpen my knife.
I know. I already know what's coming. Oh! Fast forward too far.
Time for a death battle!
Your sword smells of blood.
So does yours. Huh, you jump good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Watch out. Gotta get back to the past samurai. Watch out.
KO! So, like, is he gonna get his arm back, or?
Afro was an exceptional warrior, and his skills would absolutely.
Okay. So what does it says? Due to his more extensive training, Jack had a larger variety of skills to draw upon, giving him more options to use. Yeah, basically what I said. Jack was gonna beat that ass.
Absolutely dominate most sword fights. However, Jack has had a lot of experience with opponents who fight dirty, and Afro could not stand up to his physical superiority.
Yeah, Afro never showed strength like how Jack lifted that 39-ton boulder.
Jack could react as fast as 70% the speed of light. Afro did block that light speed laser beam, but based on the distance between him and the Afro droid, he only needed to react around 21% the speed of light to do this, still putting him at impressive relativistic speeds, but not even half as quick as Jack.
Also, while Afro survived that mega-sized RPG explosion, don't forget how Jack survived a fall from orbit.
While it does seem the spacesuit was responsible for Jack's surviving re-entry, it certainly can't be held solely accountable for the final impact. Starting his descent from the Kármán line, or the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and space, Jack covered a distance of 62 miles in just under 7 seconds, moving well over terminal velocity.
Thanks to being propelled by exploding space bees.
Which means his top velocity was approximately 37,000 miles per hour. Adding the spacesuit's weight to his own, this means his impact force must have equaled about 19 megatons of force. Way more than anything Afro survived.
And then he just got up and walked away. Badass. In the end, Jack was just too fast, too strong, too tough, and too well trained for Afro to handle.
The winner is Samurai Jack.
All right, so let's see who's going to be next. Carnage versus Lucy. I don't know who Lucy is, but this is gonna be interesting. I have to look that up. I'm doing some homework on that, and I know Carnage. Carnage is a badass, so that symbiote suit ain't no joke. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I know I did, and sorry for you Afro Samurai fans. I like them too, but feats are feats, and Jack is a bad mother. Shut your